Liverpool given hope of Alexander-Arnold's stay as Sky Sports reporter makes surprise Real Madrid claim Liverpool may have been offered a stunning reprieve over their hopes of extending Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract at Anfield after a Sky Sports reporter denied this week's big news that a move to Real Madrid has been rubber-stamped. Team Talk is able to share what we know about the saga, while an update on Salah and Van Dijk has also emerged. The 26-year-old falls out of contract at Anfield at the season's end. And with no agreement reached on an extension, a free transfer exit from Liverpool on July 1st, now just 94 days away, has been heavily suggested. And with Real Madrid making no secret of their desire to bring the right back to the Bernabeu, this week appeared to bring confirmation that the move to the Spanish capital was now done and dusted. That's after a number of high-profile publications and journalists all confirmed that Alexander-Arnold has agreed a 5-year deal with Real Madrid, earning him riches beyond his wildest dreams. And having also confirmed the move to Liverpool officials, the move now looked a dead certainty. However, talk of that move may now be as nailed on as initially reported for Alexander-Arnold, presenting some late, albeit small hope, of the player staying on Merseyside beyond this summer. That's after Sky Sports news reporter Melissa Reddy revealed the Reds' vice-captain and Real Madrid themselves have both reacted with surprise at reports, insisting nothing has been officially decided yet. Liverpool have made Alexander-Arnold lucrative offers to remain, but they understand the attraction of a new challenge, a fresh life and lifestyle experience, and the lure of being a real player, Reddy told Sky Sports. Both Real Madrid and Trent Alexander-Arnold were aligned in showing surprise at the stories that emerged this week. Given nothing major has changed since January, no agreement has been reached, no deal has been signed, nor has a conclusion been communicated to either club, will Alexander-Arnold really quit Anfield? Despite Reddy offering Liverpool some hope at potentially keeping the player, we understand the move to Real Madrid, while not made official yet, is still expected to go through. We were told as far back as October that officials from the La Liga giants have been in what was described to us as constant contact with his representatives over the move, while our transfer correspondent Fraser Fletcher claims Real Madrid have been on the player's trail, and with the 33 times capped England star very much aware of their interest from as far back as January 2023. Furthermore, the fact that several high-profile personalities, including Fabrizio Romano and Jamie Carragher, have both defended and appeared to confirm the move, would more than confirm that something is very definitely in the water. In addition, respected journalist Henry Winter admits Liverpool supporters will be feeling let down by Alexander-Arnold's decision to leave Anfield for Real Madrid, but has insisted life goes on for the Reds, and having named the player ideally suited to replace him at right back. Given the lure that the Spanish giants hold, together with the apparent £240,000 a week deal on offer, which is set to earn the player a personal fortune of over $62 million before tax over the duration of his stay, it would come as no surprise were the move to officially become official before the season is over. What about Salah and Van Dijk's contracts? Since the apparent confirmation of Alexander-Arnold's impending move to Real has emerged, it's also been suggested that the decision could have ramifications for Liverpool's chances of keeping both Salah and Van Dijk, who are both also out of contract this summer. While some reports have suggested TAA's exit gives Liverpool more freedom to offer higher wages, others have stated that his impending departure will also incentivize them to quit this summer. Providing an update on the saga, Reddy insisted that any decision from Alexander-Arnold would have zero bearing on the other pair's chances of staying. Alexander-Arnold's situation will have no bearing on what happens with Salah and Van Dijk, as all contract offers have been drafted on individual merit, data, and circumstances, Reddy said. The optimism is still strong that the pair will remain. Meanwhile, Liverpool have received a massive offer to sell Cody Gakpo, with a report revealing that a surprise Euro giant who are keen on a summer deal for the forward, though a potential replacement has already been suggested to Arne Slot. Elsewhere, Darwin Nunez is increasingly likely to leave Anfield this summer, and 2 surprise Premier League clubs are considering moves for the Uruguayan international. Our reporter, Rudy Galletti, has revealed sales of either would give the Reds the freedom to bring in new players of their own, and it has also been claimed Antony's exit from Manchester United becomes more likely as manager endorses £100 transfer. Manchester United have been given a renewed sense of optimism regarding the possibility of recouping a significant portion of the hefty sum they paid for winger Antony this past summer. This comes after a manager has publicly praised the Brazilian's talents, even suggesting that his $100 million transfer fee is now more understandable. The winger, who was signed by former manager Erik ten Hag, was a key figure at Ajax under the Dutchman. However, despite the high expectations that came with his arrival, Antony's time at Old Trafford has been underwhelming so far. In the summer of 2022, United paid an eye-watering £81 million, which could rise to $86 million, to bring Antony from Ajax. This fee made him the second most expensive player in Manchester United's history at that time. Although Antony had been an influential player in Amsterdam, contributing significantly to Ajax's success, his performances at Manchester United have often fallen short of expectations. To date, he has managed a modest 17 goal contributions, 12 goals and 5 assists, in 96 appearances, meaning he has contributed to a goal or assist once every 5.64 games, a disappointing return for a player with such a hefty price tag. As a result, it came as no surprise when Antony was loaned out in January after failing to impress new manager Ruben Amorim. The 25-year-old winger was deemed surplus to requirements, and his departure marked a turning point in his career. However, the change in environment has had a positive effect on Antony's confidence, and his form has flourished since joining La Liga side Real Betis. The relatively lower pressure of playing in Spain has allowed him to regain his confidence and showcase the talent that made him such an expensive acquisition in the first place. The manager responsible for rejuvenating Antony's career, Manuel Pellegrini, has spoken highly of the winger's abilities and endorsed the decision to spend $100 million on him. Pellegrini praised Antony's potential and claimed that it was no coincidence that such a large sum was paid for the player. According to Pellegrini, Antony is a player with exceptional talent, and he is now demonstrating his value in a more functional and practical way, highlighting his growth and maturity. He is a very special player. It is not a coincidence when $100 million, $86 million are paid for a player, Pellegrini said in an interview with Cadena Ser. He arrived with the understanding that he had to mature. He has the right conditions, and he is more focused now on finishing plays and taking crosses. He is showing humility and accepting the challenge of evolving in his career. He is still very young. Antony's time at United was far from smooth. After his struggles at Old Trafford, it was initially reported that Manchester United would be willing to let the winger go for as little as $40 million, £33.5 million, $43.3 million, if the transfer came with an obligation to buy. However, Antony's loan move to Real Betis didn't include any permanent transfer clause. Though Betis did agree to cover a substantial portion of his wages, 84% of his $200,000 a week salary, according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. His time at Betis has been transformative, and Antony has played with a newfound swagger, showcasing the kind of freedom and confidence that many felt had been missing at United. His performances have made fans wonder if it was Manchester United that was the real problem, rather than Antony himself. Settling in quickly at Betis, Antony spoke about the positive impact his loan move had on him. He revealed that he had needed to reconnect with himself to rediscover his happiness. "I needed to find myself and be happy. Every day that goes by, I think it's the best decision I could have made. I learned a lot of good things at Manchester United, but I also experienced a lot of bad things there," Antony said. According to reports, United's chief executive, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, has been impressed by Antony's revival in Spain. Sources indicate that Ratcliffe will not block the winger's permanent departure this summer if the right offer comes in. Betis are said to be considering extending Antony's stay into next season, having been encouraged by his improved performances. With Antony showing promise, United reportedly told Betis that it would take a fee of $50 million, £41.3 million, $52.4 million, to make the deal permanent at the end of the season. However, the price tag has proved to be a significant hurdle for Betis. The club's all-time transfer record is $30 million, which they paid for Brazilian winger Denilson in 1998. Since then, they have only spent over $20 million on two players, Borja Iglesias in 2019 and Giovanni Lo Celso, also in 2019. Given these figures, Betis' management is reluctant to meet the $50 million asking price, making the move appear nearly impossible.